Hello. It's not just you, it's me. I apologize, Adam Strange. Thank you very much for letting me know. Let's start this over again, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Wild and Out West Coast Wednesday, everybody. We're here at Austin, Texas for Circuit of the Americas, where we're going to do wild things. Shoot 'em up, everybody. We're going to do amazing things. We got 20 wacky drivers signed up for this race. We've got two 20-minute sprints coming up, and everybody's going to have a great time for sure. But before we get going, let's take a look at the calendar and see what the drivers are lined up for all week long here at TRACKILICIOUS. On Mondays, we have our GT4 rookies, and then following that, we have our GT4 Open, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right afterwards is the GT4 Open. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we always have our iRacing events coming up, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. GT3 West Coast Wednesdays Championship is at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then our GT3 Championship, the staple of our TRACKILICIOUS events, is Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week coming up, we're going to be at Alton Park, and special events coming up. We have our Spooky Suzuki with our livery contest. That'll be on October 30th. Our Sun Sprint on November 3rd. Flooded Silverstone on November 6th. And don't forget about our IRL Friends and Family Swap. Get in and win. We're going to have people signing up to IRL swap with their controller, keyboard, racing wheel, whatever you have, and join us at the Red Bull Ring on Thursday, October 10th at 1800 Pacific Standard Time. The track is going to be the Red Bull Ring, 30 minutes qualification and practice session, 40-minute race, 10 minutes for the experienced driver, 20 minutes for your spouse, sibling, parent, friend, whoever during your pit stop cycle, 10 minutes back for the experienced driver for the race end. Swaps are IRL, so your significant others can warm up your seat nice and toasty for a finish. Not an in-game driver swap, remember that. The race is just for fun, and if you just don't have someone that you can swap with, go ahead and join in the GT4 class. Thank you very much, Nail Gun Stanley. I did clean up. I had to go see Grandma today, so that happened. Let's switch right over to the live screen and let's see what the drivers are all doing out here on track tonight. We've got a lot of drivers doing really fast laps right now. We've got 3 in the 206s already. Kraothios in the 206 flat. Max Power in the 206. Adam Strange also saw his grandma too. Oh, yeah, it's twinning. We're twinning. It's Grandma Day, bro. Kraothios with the 206, Max Power with the 206, 206 for Darren Wicks. Moss leads the 207 charge, 207 flat, 207 for Neil Kerbel, and Anthony Kelly from FNM with a 207.7. Eric Akasian with the 208.4, 208.9 for Patrick DeBow. Worley, Potts Weaver, Hirsch, Ricardo Rivera, Curtis Rusted, and the rest of them have not set laps yet, and look who just joined the server. It's none other than Dink Donk. So things are going to switch up for Ricardo Rivera. He has provisional pole right now with a 204.9, but I think once Dink Donk does a couple laps, he'll be able to show us all how it's really done. Glad your grandma's doing good and you got her ice cream. My grandma made me a quesadilla. She thinks I'm Mexican. I am a little Mexican. I'm Indian, but I feel like I have a little Hispanic heritage in me. I love the Mexican food. Enough about that, though. Enough about the grandmas. 3.4 miles track length, 5.5 kilometers long, founded in 2012, unchanged since its inception, located in Austin, Texas. 20 corners total, 11 to the left, 9 to the right. Nothing but corner numbers, no names for us, although we do have Big Red being turn 1 and the stadium section being the slow twisty bits after the turn 12 hairpin. What kind of ice cream did you get your grandma? I have to ask. 40 meters or 133 feet of elevation change, most of that being at turn 1. And we've got a 7.73 mile long back straight. Ricardo Rivera driving this 488 GT3 3.9 liter V8 twin turbo with 550 horsepower. It's got great acceleration and it's very nimble here for navigating these tight corners here at the COTA circuit. Jargle, you have to join the LAN server. You have to join the LAN server. If you need assistance, I will reply to you into the Discord. Stand by. Jump to the comment. Go to the... Okay, so what you're going to need to do is go to the link that I sent you and download that serverless JSON file and go ahead and dump it into the configs folder in your documents. And then you'll be able to join the LAN server because the ACC servers are offline right now. And hopefully that'll help you out. Dink Donk's out here driving an Aston Martin AMR. 4-liter V8 twin turbo with 500 horsepower. It's got good braking here for these hairpins, balanced handling all around, and aerodynamics are okay for it during the high-speed sections. Let's see what Dink Donk is able to do at turn 20. He does not set a qualifying time. Dink Donk will start at the back of the grid as he heads straight into the pit lane. Ricardo Rivera holds on to P1 in his 488 Ferrari. Phil Cryothios in P2 with a 205.7. K Moss in third. Darren Wicks in fourth. Neil Kerbel in fifth. Max Power is going to be in sixth. Joshua Squirrely Whirly in seventh in his own AMR, rocking the Pirates livery close to my home. And Anthony Kelly from FNM is in 8th. Kyle Hirsch is in 9th. And Gelson Cruz is going to be in 10th, rocking his Porsche 992 GTR. 4.2 flat 6, naturally aspirated, of course, 500 horsepower. Great for these twisty bits that it's going to be navigating through turn 12 through 19, excuse me, as well as turns 2 through turn 9. Those are all tight, twisty sections where the Porsche is going to have exceptional handling characteristics through those. Although some of the other cars with higher downforce, like the McLaren and Ferrari, might be a little bit more nimble in those areas. We'll have to see. Adam Strange, I don't know what that is. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. You've mentioned it twice now. Qualifying session is over, folks. The drivers are going to do a very, very, very short formation lap before we get going. And we'll get ready to do the livery showcase drivers briefing here in just a moment. Gonna need a hydrate before we get that started. Excited to be here at the COTA circuit. And yes, that is a Gangster Blastoise on my water bottle, by the way. In case you were wondering. Let's get the livery showcase going, everybody. We've got 2 minutes on the clock. Ricardo Rivera holding on to P1 with a 204.9 and his blazing Ferrari. Phil Cryothios is going to be bringing it home in P2 for the Odyssey Racing League team. Esports Cryo in the number 81. K Moss is in the 823 in third place. 1.4 off the pace. Darren Wicks is going to be in the first Porsche here. 46. Kyle Hirsch in the number 21. The 1.7 seconds off the pace. Neil Kerbel is going to be holding down 6th in the Voltec Ford Mustang, the 395. Max Power, the first of the AMGs, is in the number 85, representing Germany. Joshua Worley in the number 47. Aston Martin in 8th. Anthony Kelly from FNM, the first of the FNM cars tonight, in 9th place. Jace Wright is going to be in the first Audi in 10th place, 2.2 off the pace. Curtis Rustin is going to be in 11th place in Aston Martin, 868 is his number plate. Gelson Cruz in the 777 is in 12th place. Eric the Boss Gakassian follows him in 13th place, 2.6 off the pace in the number 5, rocking the Armenian flag. Potts Weaver in his iconic livery, the blue, teal, and pink and gold. Patrick Dubois in the number 87 is in 15th place from Canada. Spady Bud in the 221 is in 16th place. Buggy Watt is in the 410 in 17th place. Philip Suazo is in the 213 in 18th place. Aaron John is going to be in 19th place in the 256 with the Indian flag. Professor Chronotis is going to be in 42nd place, no, in 20th place with the number 42. And then following that, we have Dink Donk starting at the back of the grid and the 2.4 off the pace. Whoa. What's up, Eric? Yeah, I had to shave for grandma's sake, and then I ended up getting a haircut. Got the whole mop chopped off. No more hair dangling in front of my face anymore. They call me Saagar. Saagar Bakshi, FBI. Let's see how the drivers navigate Big Red here tonight here at the COTA circuit. They're about to go green, green, green in just one moment. On the rear wing of Ricardo Vera, staring at K Moss in the background. We've got 22 drivers joining us tonight, having a wonderful time. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for being here. This is Tracklicious, and we're going green, green, green. The start of the race is upon us, and that Audi's making a big look up the inside, and it's going to be neat and tidy for Ricardo Rivera out in front right now. He's holding on to a massive lead. Another 3 wide in the background. Neil Kerbel's able to go through on Squirrely Whirly, and there's a little bit of door banging between Kyle Hirsch, Joshua Worley, and Max Power. That 3 wide situation got a little bit twisted up early on, and there goes a big look from Jace Wright, if I'm not mistaken, in the Audi, trying to make a move on Max Power in the background. Philip Suazo gets past Curtis Rustin, and Professor Chronotis also. Amazing racing so far. It's been very exciting, to say the least. And there goes Jace Wright again, trying to make that move on Max Power, and gets a little squirrely there going over the curb. And he's able to collect the car, but he loses a lot of pace at turn 10, closing down the gap, using the Audi for all that he can right now. The Audi R8 LMS with its 5.2 V10, 585 horsepower with good balance all around, strong traction, and good agility as well. But that AMG is doing pretty well on its own. Balanced performance all around. V8 6.3 liter, can't do anything to hold back Jace Wright. He's trying to go for a move around the outside at turn 12, and Max Power has to yield the position. Curtis Rustin losing a couple places to Eric Gakassian and Anthony Kelly from FNM as well. And the drivers are getting separated by just a little bit right now, and actually probably not, because Jace Wright's trying to make moves on Joshua Worley again. He's trying to make moves up the grid, left, right, and center. He's going left, he's going right. Which way is Joshua Worley gonna go? He's gonna be not on the defensive right now. He's just driving his heart out. Let's see what the lap times are for the first one as we come through turn 20. There goes Max Power trying to make a move actually up the background right now. Closing in, knows that this is a 20-minute sprint race, not an endurance event. So he's got to make these passes happen early and regularly. Dink Donk's already performed well. He's improved. He's all the way up into 14th position right now. Eric Acostian is able to get through on Curtis Rustin, and the number 868 loses out to the number 5 overall. Jace Wright right now still trying to make this move on Joshua Worley, going through turn 4. Big tank slapper, able to get the car collected though, but that Audi is squirming around on track, not able to perform as well as it should with a high downforce. Glad you're able to join, GB. Hopefully you'll be here for race 2 at the very least, if not be able to get some practice in and be able to join for qualifying. There goes Kyle Hirsch trying to get dive bombed by the dive bomber himself. It'll be Neil Kerbel, who's in the Vaultec car, trying to throw bombs on your moms. Who's that in the background? Is that Gelson Cruz up the inside? That is Gelson Cruz up the inside, trying to get through on Chronotis and Patrick Dubois, but losing out by quite a bit there. We're about to go 3 wide here. Gelson Cruz has got to find a space to go to, and they are going to go 3 wide through turn 12. Holy Toledo, Gelson Cruz parks it on the apex, and Patrick Dubois has to back out. Chronotis goes through the middle of them both, and that is a Holy Toledo type move. Wait, how did Jace Wright end up so far down the field? Jace Wright is actually making moves up the field right now. He's 2 positions positive overall. Started in 10th place, up to 8th place already. Just did not have a great qualifying session, I guess. Dink Donk just chopping it up right now. Got through on Eric the Boss Kakasian. 2:07.7 being his last lap around. Suazo looking at Chronotis now. Chronotis has been falling back just a little bit ever since he got away from Gelson Cruz and Patrick Dubois. And oh, it looks like Patrick Dubois has an off, and there goes Chronotis as well. Let's see if we can get a look at, we'll see what happened to the number 42. Professor Chronotis looking like he's gonna go through turn 1 just fine, but all of a sudden just has a moment and the car just goes around on him, and he's stuck there on the apex waiting for the field to pass him by. Anthony Kelly from FNM about to get rear-ended by Curtis Rustin, but Curtis Rustin is hot on the brakes. Thought you said he had an op. An off? Ooh, and that Anthony Kelly car looks like it's seen some front end damage. Is there anything to report about the number 7? Let's take a quick look and see what happened to the number 7 here. It's tucked in behind Gelson Cruz and Max Power. So this would be early on the race, facing the top 10 right now. And then there's Gelson Cruz and Max Power, and then just rear ends Gelson Cruz, and that's how he got back. He did have an opponent. He was battling it out with Joshua Worley. As Squirrely Worley, number 47, chases down the 395, but let's take a look at Patrick Dubois. As he's chasing down, it looks like Potts Weaver's out in front right now. 3:10 separating these two drivers. We've got closer battles out on track as well, but we'll stick with this one for just a brief moment. Patrick Dubois in the Rockefeller Racing Mustang, and here goes Neil Kerbel in his Mustang as well. Battling all around, Kyle Hirsch, Neil Kerbel, Joshua Worley, Jace Wright, and Dink Dong. All stuck in this little pack in front of us. And leading them all is Darren Wicks in the number 46 Porsche, doing very well. And Neil Kerbel's also doing very well to stay in the side of this sandwich. He's got a McLaren in front and an AMR behind. Everybody's looking for a position here at turn 8. Taking all sorts of different lines, going which way the car will allow you to go. And then Neil Kerbel's going to have Joshua Worley up the inside at turn 10. They're going to go side by side. Joshua Worley's got a wheel well alongside. He's got this coal car width along the inside, and he's able to go through on Neil Kerbel. A little flashy of the headlights there in the background, I see. Stuck on the rear wing of Kyle Hirsch. He had the best view of this whole thing. Oh, there goes a big look from Neil Kerbel up the inside, and there's going to be contact there between him, Worley, and Jace Wright as well. Neil Kerbel's trying to go back through, gets the position back from Jace Wright, but a little bit of an opportunistic move up the inside when Neil Kerbel is trying to find that gap as well. Let's take another look at this one from a different camera angle. Neil Kerbel's a long way back from Joshua Worley right now. We're trying to close down under the braking, and Jace Wright just does the exact same thing, and not sure if he was going to make the corner or not, but he backs out and gives that position back to Neil Kerbel. Thank you, Adam Strange. Thank you, Grumpy Geriatric Gamer. Thank you, GB. Thank you, Logan Sargent Fanboy. Everybody for being here. And there goes a big move from Neil Kerbel up the inside towards turn 1. He's going to park it on the apex, squeezing quite a bit. Gets bumped in the rump from Jace Wright, and he's going to get the hurry up and go right now. On board with Jace Wright, who's got the best view of the action. That Vaultec car, seen some better days. It's got some radiation damage emitting from it right now, and this is going to allow Dink Donk. He had a 3-second gap just a lap ago. Now he's right here in the pack, battling it out with these guys. Just watching and waiting in the wings, looking for an opportunity to get past these 3 drivers. Dink Donk's able to perform at a 205.7. These drivers in front all doing 208s with all the battling that they're doing. Up the inside of Jace Wright. Can he park it on the apex? Barely does it. Now they're going to go alongside after turn 11 and come down the back straight. The AMR is going to have to chase down this Audi R8 LMS. V8 on V8 power. But who's going to be better on the brakes here? Probably Dink Donk. I got to say, he is a high-level driver. Up the inside, no, he's not going to go for it, or possibly will. He does. Jace Wright leaves him a ton of room on the inside to go side by side through turn 12. And now through turn 13, he's going to go the long way around the outside. This won't be enough for him. Not enough momentum there. And he goes a little bit deep at turn 15, trying to get a switchback engaged or gain a little bit more momentum. And Max Power is lurking in the background as well, trying to get one over on him. Take a look at this battle back here too between Potts Weaver, Patrick DeBow, and Spady Buds. Spady Buds in that Mustang out in front, so Mustang, McLaren. And these drivers are all separated by just about a second right now on the fast and twisty bits coming through turn 17. 23 drivers now entered in this race, and flashy of the headlights trying to distract from Patrick DeBow. And that McLaren's going to go around the outside at turn 19, and DeBow heads off into the pit lane, it looks like. And now Potts Weaver is left to go against Spady Bud, 1v1. Jace Wright gets passed by Dink Donk finally there. And Neil Kerbel is going to be the next victim on the chopping block for Dink Donk. Tight, twisty sections of Sector 1 getting completed, or Sector 2, excuse me. And now we're on our way towards turn 11. Dink Donk being chased by Jace Wright, but also chasing Neil Kerbel. At the same time, defending and attacking all in one. Let's take a look at Potts Weaver in the number 13 and Spady Bud in the 221. Around the outside goes Potts Weaver, trying to go for something at turn 11. Can't quite produce what he's looking for, but he's chasing down that Mustang very well. Philip Suazo lurking in the background. Neil Kerbel gets past Dink Donk having an incident. The 227, let's take a look and see what happened here. Up the inside goes Dink Donk. Neil Kerbel just turns in a little bit there, and I think everything looks okay for now. And Neil Kerbel's just trying to go through at turn 16, it looks like, and just collides with Dink Donk, sending him backwards. Drive through for max power for track limits, I would assume, and he's in to serve the penalty now. Battle resumes. Neil Kerbel chasing down Jace right now as the positions got inverted after the Dink Donk incident. Dink Donk got donked. Amazing racing all around. The drivers have stayed very close. We've got 6.5 minutes and a bit left. Gotta get someone to give me a hydrate. Come on now. Thank you, Logan Sargent fan, for the hydrate. Appreciate it. Ooh, Anthony Kelly from F&M trying to go up the inside of Eric Gakosian there at turn 9. Headed towards turn 11 now. J Hall requested a fun fact. I got you, buddy. Did you know that turn 1 at Circuit of the America was inspired by the old Hockenheim turn 1 in Germany? Grumpy Geriatric Gamer also requested a fun fact. Okay. I got another one for you about turn 1 as well. So Circuit of the Americas turn 1 is often referred to as Big Red. It doesn't have a specific name associated with the person. However, as we watch this battle between FNM and the Tracklicious Eric Gakosian for just a second, just making sure that nothing's crazy is going to happen while I'm talking about this. Anthony Kelly sure is trying up the inside of Eric Gakosian around the outside at turn 18. That Ferrari's got a ton of damage on the front wing. Eric goes super wide at turn 19's entrance. And there goes Anthony Kelly trying to go up the inside. Eric Gakosian backs out of self-preservation. Not sure how much speed it was going to carry. And this is going to be a drag towards turn 1. Down the straight we go. And will that Ferrari be able to pull some legs on the GTR? No. Although it should be fast in a straight line, it's just not pulling enough speed right now. And there goes Chronotis pulling off. Eric goes too far, too wide at turn 1, and the FNM car is able to go through. In the background, we have Gelson Cruz battling it out with Dink Donk, because Dink Donk's on his recovery drive. Is he going to go for a switchback at turn 3? Can't quite pull one off yet. Dink Donk starting at the back of the field anyways, on his recovery drive for the second time. 420 left in the race. Nice. Dink Donk's trying to set this one up. Gelson Cruz, involved in an earlier incident, got bumped in the rump from Anthony Kelly earlier on, and now here's a move from Dink Donk around the outside of Gelson Cruz at turn 11, trying to set one up, trying to get a pinch on, but he's going to carry a lot more speed, goes over track limits for sure. And now we're coming down the second straight. He's got him pinned in a straight line. He's got him lined up in his crosshairs. He's got a lot of draft and slipstream right now. Goes way to the inside onto the red stuff, way onto the marbles. Gelson Cruz has to back out of that one. Or is he going to back out? He's going to set one up to try to get a switchback, but it looks like Dink Donk's got it through. Gelson Cruz returns to the optimum line. Dink Donk goes on the defensive, and then he might get touched here at turn 13. No, Dink Donk does not get touched, and Chronotis goes off in the background for a little off-track lawnmower action in his McLaren. but Gelson Cruz really putting up a fight right now with an esports legend. Okay, now I can get you the fun fact about Turn 1 again. So, Turn 1 at Circuit of the Americas, often referred to as Big Red, as Spady Bud gives us some action as he's battling it out with Max Power, if I'm not mistaken, in that AMG, the red one, with the Deadpool livery on the side. Oh, he's going to go up the inside at turn 18, and Spady Bud has a big drift, able to collect it. Very good job, but he loses out the position regardless to Max Power. So Turn 1 at Circuit of the Americas is often referred to as Big Red, and there's no like name associated with a person, but it is sometimes informally connected to the nickname of the track designers, Herman Tilke. Well known in the motorsports world, the term Big Red primarily comes from its striking color of the curbing rather than being named after an individual, but Herman Tilke's name was Big Red once upon a time. And the 42 is off again. That'll be Chronotis, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Chronotis off again, just limping it around through Sector 1. The Scrooge modern track design. The Scrooge McDuck. Swimming in gold. There goes Dink Donk again, trying to make a move on Curtis Rustin side by side. Goes over the sausage curve, gets a little discombobulated there. And it looks like the AMR of Curtis Rustin going to defend as hard as possible.
Leaders on final lap now.
Leaders on the final lap already. Holy smokes. This one's gone by very quickly already. Ricardo Vera leads Phil Creothios. Where is the leader? Just crossed the line right now, so one more lap, and that'll be it for him. Creothios, K. Moss, Darren Wicks, Kyle Hirsch, Joshua Worley, Jace Wright, Neil Kerbel, Anthony Kelly, and Eric Kakasi. There's your top 10. Dink Donk chasing down Curtis Rustin, but here's a little pass from Buggy Watt. Whoa, there's a big send there up the inside. Totally missed his break point and goes through on Patrick DeBow. Check out the battle between Kyle Hirsch, Darren Wicks, number 21, and the 46. Also, Joshua Worley and the 47 lurking in the background right now. The 47 goes through on the 121, or at least is trying to do so. Backs out of it pretty quickly. He was going for a sneaky move, but couldn't quite produce anything from it. The number 47 making moves on the number 21. Aston Martin GT3. Here it is up the inside of the McLaren 720. The 47 is able to get through on the 21, but just for a moment there as they're going to go side by side through turn 13. Doing a great job of navigating this pretty peacefully right now. Around the outside goes the 21, loses a little bit of momentum there, but back up the inside and towards turn 15, 16. They go, and the AMR does a big old wheelie going over the sausage curves on the exit of turn 15, and the move is secured back at turn 16. For the number 21. Ricardo Rivera takes home P1. Creothios is going to cross the line in P2 for the Odyssey Esports team. K. Moss is going to be finishing it up in third for the Mossive Motorsports team. And Darren Wicks, Kyle Hirsch, Joshua Worley. Dragged to the line. Is it going to be so? Joshua Worley leads Jace Wright over the line. Or Kyle Hirsch, excuse me, leads Joshua Worley. Jace Wright in 7th. Neil Kerbel in 8th. Anthony Kelly in 9th. 10th goes for Eric Kakasi and Curtis Rustin in 11th. Dink Donk in 12th. Gelson Cruz in 13th. Max Power is going to bring home 14th. losing out 7 positions overall from that one contact. Alex Freeman's gained 7 positions overall in 15th. Patrick Dubois in 16th, Buggy Watt in 17th, Spady Budd in 18th, Potts Weaver in 19th, Aaron John in 20th, Suazo in 21st, Kronotis in 22nd, and your boy GB in 23rd. Good racing all around, everybody. This was exciting. Couple of drivers still yet to cross the line. Boogie Watt, Spady Budd, Potts Weaver, and Aaron John. But all have got big gaps to them. Aaron John getting to turn 20, getting ready to cross the line himself in the 256. And I think that'll be it for everybody. Yes, it is. Back to the studio we go. While we wait for the next one to get started. And that doesn't look like Coda. That looks like Valencia. Now we're at Coda. Look at that. We're at Austin. Texas flag right there. Turn 1 right there. Big red right there. Literally right there. Where you could... Big red. Big red. It even says big red right there. Drivers are getting ready to do their second qualifying session now. I told you it was called Big Red for a reason. You guys don't believe me. You guys don't believe me sometimes. I know what I'm doing just a little bit. $6 p.m. for this qualifying session, folks. Adam Strange requested a fun fact. I already know this fun fact. This isn't really a fun fact. This is just a fact. The famous Coda circuit represents a unique combination of 20 turns, including a section that represents the famous Maggins and Beckett's complex. That's not a good one. I'm going to give you a fun fact about cats. Of course you know this one already. A fun fact about cats is while they have a unique way of communicating with humans, they don't use it with other cats. Cats will meow primarily to interact with people. They typically don't meow at each other as adults. Instead, they use their body language, purring, and other sounds to communicate. So if your cat's meowing at you, it's their way of engaging and getting your attention. That's my fact about cats. How was that, Adam Strange? Give me some feedback. Good? Not good? You want something else? Give it to me straight. Give it to me straight, buddy. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. First qualifying session has already been completed. Second qualifying session is just getting going right now. All the drivers just finishing up their out laps. And I forgot to take a picture of the standings. Ricardo Rivera, K. Moss, and Cryothios. Gonna send myself a quick message to remind myself of that. K Moss third, Cryo second, Rivera first. First race results. Cool. Now we know who we're gonna do interviews with for the end of the stream. 6 minutes left in this qualifying session. Who's going to be able to set their best laps forward right now? Not quite sure. It might be Ricardo Rivera again, but Dink Donk's out here to actually set a lap, it looks like. So Ricardo Rivera is going to have to run for his money. Maybe even K Moss or Cryo can run Ricardo Rivera out of this one. It is 100 degrees here in California right now. It is hot. It is sweaty. So excuse me and my hydrations being persistent. But boy, is it a steamer today. Aaron John already racing with, it looks like, Potts Weaver behind. That is Big Pot. Potty skills. Ricardo Rivera throws down the gauntlet with a 205.192. Cryotheos with a 205.8. Darren Wicks with a 206. But K Moss bumps him down with a 206.1. Bumps him down for this 206.7. 207.1 for Max Power. Dink Donk with a 204.8. Holy smokes, that was just his first lap as well. That's insane. K Moss, Darren Wicks, now, Jace Wright bumps his nose up there into the top 5. There you go, Grumpy Geriatric Gamer. Jace Wright inserts himself into the top 5, the number 24 in that Audi R8 LMS. Bumps it into the wall. He's going to take some tires and go out again, I'm sure. 422 left on the clock. 585 horsepower V10, 5.2 liters. Really good balance overall, and it's got that big old wang for its aerodynamic efficiency as well as the front splitter. One lone BMW tonight, and that's Aaron John pushing a 4.4 liter V8, 580 horsepower with strong top speed and pretty decent versatility overall. Comfortable handling and good feedback, giving the driver a lot of comfortability with what it's able to produce. Dink Donk with that still 204.8 right now, but he's going slower than he has been previously. Ricardo Rivera's out here to improve by 0.2. He won't be able to improve by enough to get pole, I don't think, here at turn 2, but he might be able to improve just a little bit through this last corner. This might be able to actually grab him pole position. Let's see. He's going for it. He's going for it. He's got the momentum. He's got the speed. 204.9, challenging Dink Donk for his pole position right now. Cryo right now with a 205.8. K Moss in 4th position with a 206, 205.8 for Cryo. Ricardo Rivera 204.9. Dink Donk finishing up his qualifying session right now with the yellow flag with his 204.8. K Moss, Jace Wright into the pits. That'll be it for his qualifying session. He won't be able to get out and do one more at this rate. Max Powers in 6th, hopefully not getting bumped in the rump again. Darren Wicks in 7th place with a 206.5. Grumpy Geriatric Gamer says, really nice lap from Rivera. Absolutely so. He is blazing, and he's out there to improve by another 0.2. He's already at turn 11, going purple sector 2. And he's losing a little bit of momentum right now. He's got 0.2 in the bag, but it won't be enough because Dink Donk's actually out there to improve as well somehow. Thought Dink Donk had invalidated his lap, but on the start of this new one, he's going 0.3 faster than his last lap. Ricardo Rivera might be able to take away pole position now, but it will only be futile efforts as Dink Donk's out there to improve one more time. Dink Donk has a purple sector 1 right now. Ricardo Vera's got personal best sector 2, sector 1, and sector 3 is really where he's going to improve by a lot. 26.395 compared to Ricardo Rivera goes provisionally pole right now with a 204.82, has a purple sector lap. Sector 2 is his best. Let's see the comparison. 203.395 for sector 1. Stop it, autopilot. Stop it. Purple lap, but purple sector 1 is going to Dink Donk. Purple sector 2 for Ricardo Rivera. And then sector 3 is where Ricardo Rivera had a ton of time, and that's where Dink Donk lost it. So sector 2 is really Ricardo Rivera's strong point right now. Dink Donk getting to the line right now. He's going to take pole away one more time. 204.2. Holy smokes. Now that's a nice lap. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2. Purple sector 3, 206.2, 48.2, and a 49.8. Beating Ricardo Rivera by a couple tenths in every sector, gaining that half a second advantage. That is blazing fast. Holy smokes, I am speechless. Perhaps I need to hydrate from all this heat that Dink Donk's producing. Oh, that's funny. I just noticed Rexy turns invisible because it's green. That actually looks pretty sick. Sorry about that. Distracted. What's going on, Treadlord TV? Welcome to the party. Hopefully you're enjoying everything that we have to offer here at TRACKILICIOUS. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with us. We've got 23 drivers hanging out on grid tonight. Tons of action, more to come. Got another 20-minute race coming at us here just shortly. Dink Donk leads Ricardo Rivera 204.2 compared to a 204.5. Cryothios is going to hold on to third. K Moss in fourth. Darren Wicks in fifth. Jace Wright is going to be in sixth position. Joshua Worley in seventh. Anthony Kelly all the way down into 17th place right now, surprisingly so. Anthony Kelly usually performs very well. Maybe this track is just not suiting him right now for the Fear Nothing Moto team. Well, exclamation point SimGrid. And that'll be the link to all of the TRACKILICIOUS events. And the grid is being set up right now. And we'll do our special livery showcase here in just a moment. Good luck to Patrick Dubois from Cascala. Patrick Dubois sitting in P13 right now. Probably looking to improve by quite a bit in the number 87 Ford Mustang. Not really a track that suits that Mustang as well as it should. It's got long straightaways where that car can really power out through a lot of stuff. But other than that, it's at a disadvantage here compared to a Ferrari or even a McLaren. But that AMR seems to be working well. Dink Donk's been able to do so. Let's get started with the rolling grid right now. Dink Donk with a 204.27 in the 277. He's in first place right now, doing a great job from Aussie land. And then we got Ricardo Rivera in the 787 in second place, 2/10 off the pace. Cryothios in the 81, also from Australia, in the number 3. K Moss in the 823 from Jamaica, Mon. And Darren Wicks in the number 46, the Canadian flag flying high. Jace Wright in the number 24 in 6th place, 2.1 off the pace. Joshua Worley, aka Squirrely Whirly, in the number 47 from USA in the number 7th position. Max Power with the Deadpool livery on the side of his car in the number 85 representing Germany. Kyle Hirsch in the number 21 in 9th position, 2.3 off of the pace. Neil Kerbel in the 10th place in the number 395 Vaultec livery. Eric Gagosian representing the Rising Suns Tracky by Jet in the number 5 from the Armenian flag. Gelson Cruz in the 777, 12th place for him overall. Patrick DeBow in the 87, cheers for him in chat, in 13th place. GB in the 762 Porsche in 14th place. Curtis Rustin in the 868, number 15th position for him overall in the Aston Martin. Philip Suazo in a McLaren 213 in 16th place. Anthony Kelly, the first of the F&M cars, in 17th position in the number 7. Alex Freeman in the number 14 in 18th position. Potts Weaver in the number 13 car in 19th position. Then we've got Professor Kronotis in the number 20 spot in the 42. Iconic livery for him with a Canadian flag. Buggy Watt in the 410, 21 position in the Porsche. And then we've got Spady Bud in the 221 in 22nd position. Aaron John in the number 23 spot in the 256, the lonely BMW M6. Logan Sargent fanboy, you are the best. Thank you very much. It is literally 100 degrees right now in California. It is hot, hot, hot. And I need the hydrates more than anything. I still think it's super funny that Rexy shows up as transparent on my water bottle because of the green screen. It's 8 o'clock in the evening, 18 degrees Celsius for the ambient, 18 degrees for the track temperature. It is awfully chilly here in Austin, Texas. The sun is setting in the background. The 277 leads the 787, and we're about to go green at any moment. Green, 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 away we go. We've got cars jostling for position. There goes Joshua Worley, about to get passed by Max Power in the background. Side-by-side action for the lead of this race. Ricardo Rivera goes wide. Cryothios goes deep. There's action in the mid-pack. Max Power spun around. A couple of cars are spun around. The 14, the 42, and the 7, the 9, the 395, all of them falling down. Lots of positions lost. Curtis Rustin, Patrick DeBow, Anthony Kelly, Max Power. What's up, Stephen Buckley? Wish you could race on Wednesdays. Well, hopefully you could race another night of the week. Exclamation point SimGrid. Oh, you're on the YouTube side. Check us out on the description below for all of our championship leagues that we have racing on other nights of the week. Jace Wright trying to do something with K Moss right now. This might be his only opportunity before K Moss drifts away. Up the inside at turn number 5, I believe. And down the straight we go. This is going to be Jace Wright's opportunity to get a podium position right now. Trying to go up the inside, tucks back in underneath the rear wing. This is going to be awfully close. Dives out of the way, dives out, dives back in. There's a big lunge from Neil Kerbel up the inside. Hits Darren Wicks, sends him around, and the 21 of Kyle Hirsch gets collected in that as well. Gelson Cruz loses the position to GB right off the bat. Porsche on Porsche action. And there goes Neil Kerbel in the 395, trying to go through on turn 13. The 21 goes extremely wide and deep, trying to do something there to defend, but can't really do it. Now defending from Eric Gagosian, but also on the attack by a little bit. Well, we've also got racing on Mondays a little bit earlier in the evening. Starts at 5:30. Yeah, big oofs. Big oofs. But the drivers are doing okay. Let's see if we can get a look at this accident that started out early on in the race. helicam view to see what happened here at turn 1. Looks like just a lot of cars getting involved. Everybody coming to a parking lot there. And, oof, man, just a parking lot at turn 1. And a lot of drivers were not expecting that. Chronotis going side by side with Potts Weaver at 17th and 16th position getting changed around. And Potts Weaver carried a ton of speed there through turn 5 and is able to escape the grasp of the car behind of Patrick Dubois. Suazo, Gelson Cruz, the 213 and the 777. 12th and 11th position right now. Oh, let's look at Kyle Hirsch chasing down Neil Kerbel. Up the inside, the 21's going for a move on the 395. Doing a good job. Big send, big look at the stamp, and send it. And in the background now, we have Eric Akasi getting chased down by GB and Gelson Cruz. Now GB and Gelson Cruz are going to have to do something sneaky to get around Eric Akasi. But Gelson Cruz is going to try to be later on the brakes, or is he going to set something up? GB goes up the inside of Eric Akasi, almost has a little bit of contact there. Kyle Hirsch has contact with Neil Kerbel one more time as they're just racing hard with each other. It's pretty stern and strong. I think the Mustang can take more of a beating than the McLaren can, though. The thing is a tank compared to the McLaren. Beautiful shot there of the sunset that we're seeing here at 8:07 p.m. 15 and 50 seconds left on the clock. Got a lot more action yet to come. Jace Wright still battling it out with K Moss overall. Round 2/10 back right now, the 24 and the 823. The 823 takes the late apex at turn 1, holds on very well, and Jace Wright does not. He has a bit of a tank slapper on exit, unable to control the car, and he slips away by just a hair, but manages to hold on. K Moss seemingly having an incident himself, and then slips away. Let's see if we can get a 10-second recap to see what happened to Moss. Oh, he did have a tank slapper there at turn 3, and that's what sent him off into the S's, and Jace Wright was able to collect that. Whoa, there goes Kyle Hirsch and Eric Akasi, and a little switchback engage. Yes, it is. And in the background, we have two Porsches going side by side as well. Gelson Cruz and GB going after it with each other. Here's on the rear wing of Kyle Hirsch. We're going to get a look at both of the battles right now. Eric Akasi is going to try to go for something up the inside towards turn 13, I think. On the entrance to turn 12, it's looking all neat and tidy for Eric Akasi, and the 21 closes the door pretty sternly on the number 5. Number 5 is able to defend just a little bit longer, but not for long. Goes for a switchback at turn 13. Engaged Daniel Hirsch has a little bit of a wiggle on the outside line. Outside line turns into the inside line for turn 15, and Eric Akasi trying to thwart the efforts of the 21. But this is a great battle we're seeing right now. Very exciting stuff. Side by side action, lots of switchbacks, a lot of over unders being engaged. The drivers are engaging their racecraft very well as well. Rising Sun car from Eric Akasi in the GTR. .550 horsepower V6 twin turbo compared to the 4.0 liter V8 twin turbo McLaren. These two Porsches in equal power flat sixes. And the drivers are performing at a very high level, giving each other a run for their money. The 762 having a bit of a wiggle, slowing down the 777. And the 777 of Gelson Cruz was about to make an overtake happen, or is he not going to make this overtake happen? Up the inside at turn 8, later on the brakes, going around the outside of turn 9, doing a great job of navigating these twisty bits, but can't hold on. There just was not enough real estate for them to exist at the same time. But now a little bit of an attack, a little bit of a defensive move there from the 777, goes back into the 762, and a little bit of a touch there from Philip Suazo to try to get back through. Action up, down, center of the field, everywhere we look. Can't get enough of it, that's for sure. How's everybody doing tonight? Are you enjoying the wonderful race that we have? Here's Patrick Dubois and Max Power going side by side in towards turn 12. This is a really good opportunity to overtake. You have the long straight to get this move set up, and it's very wide on entry, so you have a lot of room to make yourself present along the inside to let your presence be known that you're going for an overtake there, and then you have the opportunity to defend through the rest of the twisty bits all the way towards turn 19. K Moss into the pits, surprisingly. Did he have a drive-through? No, he's just off and into the pits now. Not sure what happened to the 823. Not seeing any incidents pop up for him. Dink Donk running away with this one. 3-second lead on Ricardo Rivera already, and we're just 9 minutes into the race so far. Here goes Curtis Rustin and Spady Budd side by side on the entrance toward turn 1. This is always a scary place to make an overtake because of how narrow it gets at turn 1. We saw that happen turn 1, lap 1. But now it looks like Curtis Rustin is able to get around Spady Budd in the 221 compared to the 868 of Curtis Rustin, who's able to escape out in front. Spady Budd managing to stay very close though. Max Power lurking in the background, about a half second off the pace. Able to close down a little bit, getting very close to Spady Budd up the inside at turn 10. Will it be neat and tidy? It is neat and tidy because they fall in single file line as there's one optimum line to be on. Spady Budd presents himself on the apex and holds onto that position, but this is going to set up Max Power very well for an overtake going down the long straight. He's going to carry a lot of momentum. Spady Budd may have defended for one quarter, but he's going to lose the war here because Max Power is going to have a big run towards turn 12. And now he's presently alongside, fully there, cannot be outbraked at this point in time. Late on the brakes for Max Power, but he manages to hold off. Spady Budd actually goes off the track a bit, and I think Max Power is going to be able to go through on the inside towards turn 13. He is, but there goes Patrick Dubois in 16th position, looking to make some positions back up. Max Power switchback, engage, almost gets touched. He does get touched, but he gets touched by Anthony Kelly, the FNM car, not by Patrick Dubois, who is holding onto those brakes for as long as humanly possible to avoid making contact with the cars in front. Looking for a battle right now. There's a lot of big gaps separating everybody, but how about a Porsche on Porsche action one more time? Gelson Cruz may have ran away with it, but Darren Wicks and GB staying managing close to each other. Darren Wicks and GB. Separated by around half a second. Oh, Dink Donk going a little bit slower than normal. Did he have an incident? I don't think so. Everything looks like it's okay for Dink Donk out in front, leading this race with 8.5 minutes left to go. 3.9 second gap to Ricardo Rivera behind. Battle between the two Porsches. Darren Wicks has a big look, big send up the inside towards turn 11, but doesn't be able to hold onto it. Now he's not going to have a run on GB here. GB is actually going to have the better. Look at how beautiful that sky is Look at the Coda Tower just hovering over the entire racetrack. What a wonderful view that must be of the race from up there. Up the inside again for Darren Wicks. Seemingly quiet here at the Austin American track. 20 corners, 11 to the left, 9 to the right. Turn 1 being one of the best overtaking spots, as well as turn 12. After these long straights, the cars will have an opportunity to go side by side with each other on entry. And we've seen a lot of battling through Sector 3, though, from 12 to 19. And continuing battles pursue. Spady Bud getting a drive-through for track limits violations. You only get 3 tries at it before you get a penalty. And it looks like Spady Bud's into the pit to serve that drive-through penalty right now. 3.4 miles long, this racing circuit. And it looks like we're going to get at least another 4 more laps out of this. This is GB's rear wing looking at Darren Wicks and Curtis Rustin in the background. Oh, Darren Wicks is going to have a run now. Almost runs into the back. Almost runs into the back of GB. Barely holds on. Some good racing, some really bad racing. That's the way of the road sometimes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she don't. But West Coast Wednesdays is definitely not our premier league of racing. It is designed for people who are on the West Coast. You're not getting and it's very late in the evening. So you're getting a very niche group of people to race together for possibly the first time in a long time. I remember when West Coast Wednesdays was actually debuted, I think we had a grid of something like 42 drivers. And the grid was just so tight and so crazy. It was almost impossible to get anything done. And now we're down to 22 drivers, 23 drivers that are joining us every single week. But the amount of skill that's developed here on West Coast Wednesdays has been enormous. One of the people I like to talk about a lot is Patrick DeBow and Spady Bud. Both of them have grown so much as drivers. They've done very well in their championships, just personally improving their racecraft week after week after week, and something that I really like to highlight from some of these drivers. Darren Wicks as well, his racecraft is just through the roof right now. He is managing to stay very close to these drivers, maintain no contact between them. I don't think he's been involved in anything. He's the number 46. I'm not seeing an incident pop up for him yet. You know, hopefully he doesn't get exclamation point curse from the commentators for saying on any of that, but I just really like to see these types of racers just grow over time. And being a commentator, I get nothing to do but just watch them and watch them grow, watch them mature, watch them develop their racecraft week after week. And you see it by them progressing, not in the standings of their championship. What's up, Turpy Teej? Thank you for the follow. You know, not just progressing in their championship overall, but really just progressing their skill levels and how close they're able to battle with people, how long they're able to stay underneath someone's rear wing, their racecraft, their intelligence level. And there goes Darren Wicks, exclamation point curse in chat. Not what I was talking about. Not what I was talking about at all. But yeah, it's great to see them stay close to each other in that aspect, and Darren Wicks just proves me wrong very quickly. Darren Wicks now chasing down Anthony Kelly and Patrick DeBow. Positions gained overall. Dink Donks gained none. Ricardo Rivera. Whoa, a little bit of touch there from K Moss into Buggy Watt. Oh, that is K Moss. Positions gained overall. Nothing for the top 3. Jace Wright's up 2. Worley's up 2. Kerbel's up 4, Kyle Hirsch is up 2, Eric Kakasian's up 3, Gelson Cruz up 3, Philip Suazo's up 6, Curtis Rustin's up 4, GB's up 2, Patrick Dubo's done nothing. He's right where he started, back in 13th position for him. Anthony Kelly from FNM's up 3, Darren Wicks is down 10, Powers down 8, Professor Kenotis is up 3, Curtis Moss up down 14, and Buggy Watt, Spady Bud, and Aaron John all up 2 overall. Wicks and Powers getting drive-through penalties applied for track limits violations now. And Darren Wicks is going to be headed into the pit on this lap, if I'm not mistaken. 6.3 second gap from Ricardo Rivera to Dink Donk out in front. 6.5 second gap now, just ever increasing. Ricardo Rivera, Craothios, Jace Wright, Joshua Worley, Neil Kerbel, Kyle Hirsch, Eric Akasian, Gelson Cruz, Philip Suazo. Don't leave me, Adam Strange. Have a wonderful evening. Take care, brother. Have a good day at school tomorrow. Darren Wicks, Anthony Kelly, Patrick Dubois, 1 minute, 30 seconds left on the clock. This race has absolutely flown by, everybody. The last 7 minutes have felt like they've just gone by in a blink of an eye. Leaders on the final lap. Everybody's pushing as hard as they can. Looks like Darren Wicks will not be coming in for his drive-through penalty. We'll just get the time applied at the end of the race. Patrick Dubois is going to have to defend like a lion here. Defending that inside line off of Anthony Kelly from FNM in the number 7. Oh, Gelson Cruz trying to get through on Eric the Boss Kakasian. Doing a good job. The 777 gets a move done on the 5, for now at least. But now the 5 is back through on the 777, chasing down in the slipstream. GTR moves back over to the racing line. Gelson Cruz staying on the inside line, trying to find a way to get past Eric Kakasian. Just can't find a way past. Anthony Kelly from FNM chasing down Dubois on the last lap of this race. There goes Dubois with a little bit of a mistake there, holding on to the inside line, potentially defending there. But no, the 7 is going to go right back through, and Patrick Dubois in the 87 falls back 1 position. He's in 14th, losing 1 from where he started. Eric Kakasian pushing this 3.8 V6 twin turbo as far as he can versus that inline 6 of that Porsche. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Dink Donk takes the win, takes home P1. Ricardo Rivera in P2. Craothios in P3. Let's go back to the battle with Gelson Cruz and Eric Kakasian for just a moment. Watch this one to the finish as well, as Gelson Cruz is looking like he wants to make a move happen here, but coming to the finish line, coming around turn 20, it'll be all said and done. Or will it? Will it be a drag to the line? I think it is going to be a drag to the line. Eric Kakasian is going to hold on to that position over the 777 though, and separated by just a 10th. Philip Suazo comes home in 10th. Curtis Rustin in 11th. GB in 12th position, getting chased by Anthony Kelly from FNM. Darren Wicks is into the pit lane. No, he's not into the pit lane. Why is Patrick Dubois into the pit lane to end his race? he comes home in 15th. Max Power in 16th. K Moss in 17th. Chronotis in 18th. 19th. 20th. Buggy Watt. Aaron John in 21st. Let's grab Dink Dunk, Ricardo Vera, Creothios, and K Moss into the booth, please. We'll have you guys join me for post-race interviews if you so please. Eric Akasian did very well to defend getting to the line. Did a great job defending like a lion like he needed to right towards the end of the race. Trying to grab a couple of people if they want to come in for an interview. Like I said, K Moss, Creothios, Ricardo Rivera, and Dink Donk being the people who can join me in the green room. I don't see any of them in the general channel. GB regime to hydrate for me. Thank you very much, GB. Appreciate it. Great battle, my friend. Great racing, says Doc Milwee. Thank you very much. That was great racing. Be safe as yourself. I saw that. I saw that you're hit. You're hit by the other Porsche, and then you got hit by the McLaren as well. But you had a great race with Darren Wicks for as long as possible. That was pretty good, GB. Very well done. You were able to defend very, very, very hard for a very long time. I think that battle lasted at least a couple of laps. One True Suravsky, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, that was the old Porsche. Wow. Great job then defending if you're driving the old one, the 991, not the 992. Great job. Well, no one's coming to join me in the green room, so I think this is going to wrap it up for us, folks. Thank you very much, Stephen Buckley. I'm going to go over the calendar one more time to buy me some time and hopefully review some of the events that are coming up here shortly. Don't forget, on Mondays, we have our GT4 races. Championship starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the GT4 Open. NASCAR and GT4 racing starts on iRacing again on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You just saw our Wednesday West Coast Championship at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our GT3 Championship, our Staple Series, is on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a 1 hour, 20-minute race. Special events are the Spooky Suzuki on October 30th with a special livery contest, so don't forget about that and creating your special liveries. And then we also have on October 10th our IRL Friends and Family Swap. Get in and win. Basically, you need yourself, your spouse, sibling, parent, or a friend, and one SimRig, controller, keyboard, or whatever you race with to swap will be done IRL, not in-game. Make sure you bring a good attitude as well. Classifications of cars is going to be GT3 racing at the Red Bull Ring, 30-minute practice/qualifying event for your starting grid, and then hand the rig over to the co-driver. 40-minute race where 10 minutes is going to be the experienced driver. Then you pit 20 minutes of your spouse, sibling, parent, or friend in your pit stop. 10 minutes back to the experienced driver for the race end. Swaps are IRL, so your significant other can warm up your seat for a nice and toasty finish. Not in-game driver swap. Spouse or your friend is not required to have any experience. This is all just for fun. If you want to just race by yourself, you can join the GT4 class as well. Then we obviously have our Sun Sprint at Zandvoort, where the settings are going to be as hot as ever November 3rd. Flooded Silverstone on November 6th. That's going to be a fun double trouble. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, folks. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for hanging out, everybody. All the chatters are always welcome. All the new follows, thank you very much for being here. Love the support that you guys are able to give the track list. And if you have a Prime sub, go ahead and use it here. That way you get to watch ad-free from now on. Thank you very much for all the love and support, everybody. Have a wonderful night. And please, as always, remember to stay safe. Bye.